Hey, this is Tashina. I just wanted to hop on here really quick and let you know that this video was filmed a few weeks ago. We've been going through a really hard time lately. If you guys watch our vlog channel or follow me on Instagram, you know about that. I'm not really going to get into details. You can check those out if you want to learn more. But I just wanted to thank you guys so much for your support. It has been amazing. I appreciate it so much. Because this video was filmed in the middle of everything, I thought it would still be good to put out and just give you guys some context for what I was going through and just kind of like open up and share that with you guys. Thank you so much for your support. I appreciate it so much. Hey everyone, I'm Tashina from Logical Harmony. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a Chatty Drugstore Get Ready With Me. I used a ton of products that are totally new to me. A few drugstore brands have recently sent me some amazing packages, and so I've gotten so many new things to try out. And in it, I just used I think almost everything was brand new to me. There was one product that I had used before, so I thought that was kind of fun. As always, all the brands are cruelty free and all the products are vegan, and I hope you guys enjoy this video. Primer, I'm going to use the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Rose Primer. This is a 3-in-1 primer water, so kind of like the Smashbox one, I think, where you could use it under your makeup or after. Definitely smells like rose, and it has 3 scents. I think coconut and cucumber are the others. And I love the Smashbox primer water, so if there's a drugstore one that could be at all similar, I think that will be exciting. We'll see. Not very hopeful, to be real. Okay, that actually has a really nice mister on it. It doesn't come out aggressively. It sprays very evenly. It does smell like rose, and it is kind of an artificial scent, but it's not super perfumey. Like some rose products are so insanely perfumey, and this one isn't. So I appreciate that. It smells just like stronger rose water. And that actually feels nice on the skin. It feels moisturizing. I used my Awake Beauty lotion before this. I'll link it down below. I can't remember exactly which one, but the two seem to mix well together. So I'm gonna go in with a little bit of this Milani Soft Focus Glow Complexion Enhancer in Nude Glow. They came out with this really recently, and I actually didn't see that they had come out with it yet, but a lot of people were DMing me and asking if it was like the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless filter. So I was super intrigued. I wanted to know. So I asked them if I could try it, and they sent me a huge box of goodies. So there'll be definitely a lot more Milani videos coming soon, which I'm excited about. I love their products. I think they're one of the best drugstore brands out there. I'm just gonna put this all over. I need a lot of glow right now. It feels really nice too. So it's not as glowy, but I could see how you could build it up. And then there's another product they sent me that's similar to this that I think might actually be a better comparison, but this does give a nice glow on the skin. It kind of reminds me of the Wonder Glow primer, actually. That's really nice. I like how this feels. The color is good, and it just feels really good on the skin. I'm gonna use the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Stick Foundation. This just launched, and they sent me like 5 shades of it. We'll see if any of them are a match. That one's pretty good. Let's see, so that was the shade Vanilla Beige, because I'm super pasty right now. And that was Soft Beige. They look the same. I'm gonna go ahead and use Vanilla just to be on the safe side. This week, I really wanted to like get on top of it. I did self-tan, but it's now totally exfoliated off. It's just been a crazy week. If you follow me on Instagram or Twitter, which if you don't yet, make sure you do. I'm Logical Harmony on both. Then you kind of know what's going on, and I don't know how much I want to talk about it because it's honestly really hard for me to talk about without getting like really emotional, like what's happening right now. But there's just been like a lot of I shouldn't say. There's been a lot of shirt going on, going to my Good Place edit. If you guys watch our vlog channel, I'll link to that down below. You can kind of, we'll get into it a little more in depth there. I just don't necessarily know how much I want to talk about it here on this channel. I'm using the sponge from Ofra, by the way. Feels really nice, but I'm not sure it's the best for with this foundation. I might go in with a brush. Yeah, let's do a brush first. So anyway, it has been pretty crazy the past few weeks, and things have been really hard. Just, you know, like one thing after another. So our filming camera broke, and we had to replace it because That's how we make our living. And then Justin did thankfully get a freelance gig like right after that paid almost as much as the cost of the camera. So we're like, sweet, it almost balances out. Not bad, like that's fine. But it's just been like stuff left and right. Someone hit our car parked outside of our house, like hit it and drove away. And they were clearly driving so far over the speed limit and our car is super messed up. Like, and they basically scraped down the entire side of it. Like it's bad. Like where the doors are, it's like the metal part of the door is like lifted out on both of them. And like, I honestly don't understand how they hit our car and did so much damage. It's crazy to me. Our car's pretty messed up. I mean, that's what insurance is for. Insurance is expensive, but it's just kind of like, it's a huge hassle and you have to pay your deductible. So it's definitely not free. And we're hoping that that's all we have to pay. Since it was like a hit and run, it's not like we were out driving around and it's like our word against someone else's, like it happened overnight. So fingers crossed, everything works out smoothly. Am I good for foundation? Yeah, this is probably going to be a pretty simple look. Penny is super sick again. I know we talked about that I think it was in July, which is when, oh, by the way, this is the new e.l.f. 16-hour camo concealer in the shade light beige. Everything will be listed below too. Back in July, she first got sick and it was really bad and she had to have a blood transfusion. And then she had a checkup in December where they did her red blood cell count and everything was fine, like solid normal levels. And so we really thought we were in the clear there. Our vet did, we kept doing what we were supposed to be doing. And then the other day she was just acting off and she was like throwing up and open mouth breathing, just like things that tell you something's wrong. And her gums were really, really pale. Like you couldn't tell the difference between them and her teeth, which in an anemic animal, that's like one of the easiest ways to tell that there's something going on because they should be pink, like normal. So we took her in and her levels are really, really low again and they're not sure what's going on. Since she's had a blood transfusion before, it's just like it's a lot harder this time. It's a lot more of a process. She might, I don't know, we'll find out more on Monday. I'm filming this on Saturday. We'll find out more on Monday and kind of go from there. But it's really scary and it's really hard. And I'm just like, Penny's my baby. Like I've had her for 9 years. I got her when she was just a couple months old. And it's really hard to see her go through this again. Like the first time was so hard. It's so hard to see your, like it's basically a family member. And it's so hard to see them in a position like that where like she doesn't have the energy to walk. Like she's still eating. They gave her a appetite stimulant this time, which is good because last time she completely stopped eating. She lost 4 pounds in a week, which for a cat is a massive amount. So she's still eating, which is good because of that. She's getting up to use the litter box, so it's good she still has that amount of energy. Last time she literally couldn't even stand up to use the litter box. Like it was so hard to see, and I'm just really nervous about how this is all gonna go, and it's really hard and it's really scary, and I know a lot of you guys have been there in your own way before, and so I know you guys get like how much it sucks because it's like you're so powerless and you can't do anything. And that concealer's nice. Sorry, I keep trying to this is really hard for me to talk about, so I don't know if I will much more. That's why I keep going back to makeup, because I'm like, oh, light, fluffy. It's just hard, in so many ways. And I don't know, I called the place. They want to refer her if her tests on Monday aren't better, and they're not. It's just not great. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking about that. I can't keep talking about this. So I'm using these Milani translucent powders. So I just used the banana one underneath my eyes to brighten, and then I'm gonna go in with the light to medium translucent. It sucks because I really, I want to be talking about this stuff. It's really hard for me to do that without, and that's not what I want this to be. You know what I mean? Like, that's not what I want. So, dude, I'm sorry. I did not want to film this and have it be like a giant downer for everyone, but I just wanted to like have it be like a little bit of a break for me. And with everything going on, like, to be blunt, stuff's expensive, and the amount that the specialist quoted, like, we literally don't even have that much money, and even if we were to come up with it, there's no guarantee that it would work. Like, it could work. We could do it and she could have a bad reaction. We could do it and it could just literally it wouldn't make a difference. And that's really hard because, like, I want to do everything. Like, Penny's my baby, you know? Like, it's just it's a surety situation. And I think a lot of you guys can probably relate in your own way. So we're trying to figure out the best thing to do. And because we work for ourselves, taking time off isn't really an option, and we have to move next month. Like, we have to move, and that is tough because moving's expensive too, and we plan to do an out-of-state move. We wanted to go somewhere that was more affordable. The California, San Francisco Bay Area is so ridiculously expensive, and like, we are looking at local stuff. I just bumped that. We were looking at local stuff, and a 1-bedroom apartment is like $2,300, which is so insane. So we've been looking out of state. Why am I moving on to eyes already? What am I doing? We've been looking out of state, and it seems like a really good option for us to be somewhere that is more affordable. We just want to get ahead, you know? Like, and there's so much stuff we want to do. I want to be able to pursue more opportunities. I want to do more with Logical Harmony, like so much more. And I really don't like being in an area where money is such a big factor of that. Like, it's hard. So we want to be somewhere where the cost of living is less, but moving there is expensive, like the U-Haul and everything. So hopefully that can still happen. Like, we need to figure all this out, and it's just crazy that it's like everything all at once. Kind of a rough start to the year. Hopefully this means the rest of the year is going to be like freaking amazing, you know? Like, I'm really hoping that's what it means. And I posted today on Instagram about what's going on and how I'm having a hard time. And quite a few of you said you've been having the same experience so far this year. And like, honestly, I hope this year's freaking amazing for you too. Like, I hope this is it for all of us, and it's just like a road bump, and then it's so smooth sailing. Like, we get through this. Q1 is a forking shirt file. Why did I say file? What word was I trying to say? Q1, stupid time. Q1 is stupid time. And then we move on to bigger and better things, and we all have an amazing rest of the year. Like, that's just what I want for all of us. And I hope that for you guys who commented and talked about your situations, I hope you get that so much. It's a brutal start to the year, man. And I don't know. I want to say I wish it was just me. Like, I wish you guys didn't have to go through any of that. I wish none of you had to. But sometimes life just really... What is a good place edit for that? I just used the Wet n Wild bronzer in Ticket to Brazil, which I realized I have used before in like the big round one. When I opened these on Instagram stories, I was like, I've never used these, but I've used this one. I like it. So far, I'm happy with this. The foundation is showing my texture, like it stuck there pretty well, but that's okay. For like drugstore stick foundation, I'm incredibly impressed. This e.l.f. concealer, super freaking good. Like, my under eyes look horrible right now. I've barely slept the past few days. I've been crying a lot. I'm happy with this. Also, I will say, because I've been like so upset, I've not been the best on skincare at all, which leads me to my next point of making self-care like a huge priority. And I hope you do as well. Just like when things are bad, it's so much more important to be more on top of it. And I definitely haven't been this week, and that's something I am changing. I do this to put on blush. I think it's just so important, like especially when things are not good, to really, really push yourself with self-care. And especially in our situation, since I'm pushing myself to work more, it's that much more important. Like, I can't get burned out, you know, like I need to be on top of things. So it's that much more important to be on top of my self-care. So like taking my Bot Custom Remedy, having my Rescue Remedy stress drops. Not Pot sent me some CBD gummies. There's no THC in them. It's just CBD. so it like doesn't get you high. And I've never used CBD before, but I've been using them and they have seemed to help, you know, using my aromatherapy oils that I have. I have some amazing essential oils from Root that smelling those has definitely helped. Using like my Lush stuff, I've been taking so many baths, like just little things like that. It makes such a big difference. And for me, a big part of that is just making sure I take time every day to actually like get ready for the day. Because when I am not in a good place, I very, very easily will like not wash my hair for a while and like just stay in my pajamas. And like, that's not good for my mental state. And so like within reason, obviously being understanding of myself, but also forcing myself to push through it when I need to, because sometimes that's self-care too. You know what I mean? Not being hard on myself, but pushing through. Why can't I get this open? I like that brands put these on there, but I wish the pull tab on there was longer. Just a side note for anyone doing product packaging. Did not think that much would come out. Holy, I'm kind of scared of this highlighter brush, but we're gonna go in. These loose highlights from Wet n Wild are really good. And I used a new shade of the Baked Blush from Milani, which is called Petal Primavera, which I quite liked it. I thought that was really pretty. Anyway, ooh, Wet n Wild. I think a lot of you guys are probably that way too, where when things get hard, your self-care is like the first thing to go. And really that's when it's the most important time to stick with it and be on top of it. So I'm just trying to do that more for myself, and it's a challenge, but it's good. It's a good challenge to have. I'm gonna skip my brows. I have some Wet n Wild liquid catsuit eyeshadows, some matte shades, and then some metallics, like a metallic and a glitter. I've never used this formula, so we're gonna just go in and see what happens. So I'm gonna use Sandcastles and put that on. Weird, it's like a lip gloss. Ooh, that's a nice nude, actually. I'm just gonna tap that on with my finger. Yeah, so just like, you know, getting ready every day. What things do you guys do? I just dropped that. What things do you guys do when you're like struggling? Like, how do you stay on top of your self-care, you know, when you're not feeling the best? Like, how do you make that a priority? Comment. Let me know, like share tips with each other. I think it's so helpful to do because we all get in these ruts where like you just don't want to deal with your self-care. And that's when it's really important, like I was saying. And I feel like I see so much talk about self-care when things are great. Like when it's easy to do and you're like, yeah, I can roll out of bed and make a celery juice and do yoga and meditate and do all these things because my life's amazing and I'm feeling great. It came out sounding way more sarcastic than I meant it to, but it's so much harder to do those things when you're not feeling good. And I think there should be more discussion around stuff like that. Like, what do you do when you feel like shirt? How do you handle that? How do you motivate yourself? Like, I just think it's so powerful and so important to share that stuff with each other. And I think I want to share more of that. Like I've talked before about how I really want to be more real on things, especially on Instagram this year. And in my videos, like for so long, I think we focused on like product knowledge, which I love. Like I am a product knowledge geek. Like I find that stuff so interesting, but I feel like as part of that, a lot of people never got to know me. A lot of you never got to know me, for better or worse, I don't know. But that's something I really want to do. Also, this I really like. The shade is Shells and Whistle. Hello.
Hello.
Just gonna keep putting that on a little bit at a time.
Huh?
Oh.
You talking to me?
Nope. Okay, so I wanted to use some of this. Let me swatch this and see if I want some of that on there. Because it kind of looks, yeah, it's a little silvery. Do I want to do that? Should we do it? Let's try it. Why not? Just pat that on right in the... It's way more glittery than I was expecting. I don't know why I was not expecting that to be super glittery. That's fine. We're just gonna roll with it. Because that's what you do. But yeah, I think it's really important to open up that discussion and have it. And I think it just needs to happen more. And that's part of what I want to do this year. So expect like some more realness, if you will. Some more casual content here and there. I've been enjoying doing the Chatty Get Ready With Me stuff. It seems like you guys have liked it as well. Because I can like pepper in stuff about the products, but it's not necessarily all about the products, you know what I mean? And especially too, I think for things like this, like some things I love doing first impressions of, like foundations, concealers, complexion products, basically. I think it's really helpful to have those videos. For me personally, I really, really enjoy seeing those. But for when it's like a big mishmash of stuff, I think it's totally fine to do things like this. I don't know, what do you guys enjoy? What do you personally enjoy more of? I'm gonna take that bronzer underneath my eyes. Such a simple look, but that's okay. Sometimes that's all you can do, you know? And then I'm going to take Milani Most Wanted Lashes, which is the only not new to me product in here. They sent this to me a few weeks ago and I've been using it a lot and I really, really like it. I've been using this and then the mascara from Au Naturel, which I also love, but this one being Drugstore, I wanted to include it because I think it's pretty good. And I'm glad that there's like a good drugstore vegan mascara because I feel like a lot of them are not great. And I think it's really good. Milani did come out with 2 that are vegan and they sent me both of them. I haven't opened the other one yet. I'm trying to get better about like using up things like mascara instead of having a million open tubes. This one I think is really, really good for length. You do have to work a little more to get volume, but for length, it's really good. And I find that it has gotten better as it's like started to dry out. Like I feel like it builds a little bit easier. I do notice that it transfers up above. So that I think is worth noting because I feel like I never have issues as I do it to myself. I don't really have issues with mascaras transferring like a lot of you guys do with the Too Faced Better Than Sex. And that's just not an issue I've ever really had. But I know so many of you have had that issue. That's why I just wanted to mention it. But yeah, I do really like this mascara. As I put on mascara for 20 years. All right, let's do those bottom lashes and then we're gonna do lips. So I feel like normally stick foundations are better if you have oilier skin, but I feel like, what is going on right there? There's a little mascara dot. I feel like this foundation is really good for dry skin because right now my skin is pretty dry and I feel like it's feeling really nice. And maybe that's a mix of everything I used underneath it too. I don't know, but I really like how it feels. So I grabbed 2 different lip products. These are also the Wet n Wild Liquid Catsuit High Shine Lipstick, which I think is like a pigmented gloss, which I love. Which one do I want to do? Let's maybe mix them. Just see what happens. Live dangerously. This one is Flirt Alert. Kind of like a cool tone, which I never do. So I'm gonna mix that with Peach Stole My Look. Yeah, I don't like that cool tone on me. I think I like that combo though. They feel like the Dose of Colors glosses. Like, good job, Wet n Wild. They're not super duper pigmented like I was expecting. I was expecting like, you know what I mean? Like the 100% pure lip caramels, those are like straight up liquid pigment in a gloss form, but these feel really nice. Do I like the shade? I don't know. I think I'm gonna start over on the shade. I'm just gonna wipe it off with my fingers apparently. All right, so I'm just gonna go in with Peach Stole My Look. Yeah, that's better. Cool tones don't work on my complexion. I try and I try and I try and they just don't work. Sorry. A lot of people request stuff with cool tones, but oftentimes they just look so terrible on me. All right, so that is the finished look. Just super, super easy, but I feel like sometimes that's just what you need. You need to just do something that is pulled together so you feel a little more human and you feel a little more pulled together and like you can actually like, I don't know, handle going to the grocery store, things like that. Like, oh. We were filming earlier today and we were like in the parking lot of the grocery store and I just like meltdown mode. Sometimes just these quick little looks. It's not much, it's not fancy, it's not over the top, but it makes you feel better about yourself. And like, I feel like I could go out there and I do feel better now. Like going through that process of putting makeup on is self-care for a lot of people, myself included. And I think that that's important to acknowledge and that's totally okay. It can be the same as doing a face mask, you know? Anyway, thank you guys so much for joining me. I know today's video was like a little all over the place and I apologize for that. It's just there's so much going on and please like bear with me during this. we'll be sharing more details. Like I mentioned, I've shared some on like Instagram and Twitter in our vlog channel. But we'll probably do another video here talking about it. It's a hard time, you know, and I'm trying to be open with you guys because I think everyone goes through hard times, and I do think that there's a lot of power in sharing that with each other, because I don't know, I feel like it's just better. It's just be better to be honest and push through it with you guys. Like, you guys are here for me so much as a support, and I appreciate you so much, every single one of you. And I just wanted to be upfront with you guys and share this with you, because if I'm a little off or whatever, that's why. And I just think it's better to address it and to like, just, call it what it is. Yeah, so hopefully you guys appreciate that. I don't know. I guess if not, maybe this isn't the channel for you. I don't really know. But yeah, if you just want to hear about makeup, I post a lot on my Instagram just about makeup, or on the blog Logical Harmony. So if that's all you want to, like, that's all you're interested in, that's totally fine. I don't take offense to that. Just follow me on one of those places. And just know that in some videos I will keep doing like foundation reviews, first impressions, things like that are just product focused. But there are going to be some here and there that are more personal, and I hope you guys stick with me through this. And yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll see what the rest of this year has in store, and I will see you guys soon.